Hello, good evening.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good. Thank you. Thank you for asking.
Right. I hope your day was good.
Yes, yes, my day is good.
Right. Okay. So I think in the previous session we have been discussing that we need to somewhere improve our advanced English and we need to incorporate some advanced vocabulary into our speech. So I would be focusing on that today. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, I was just asking that it says trusting the timing in life is influenced by three key factors, which is patience, faith, and being adaptable. So, do you agree with what you just read? Would you like to comment on these things a bit?
Yeah, so patience is one thing that no matter how much we may try, the perfect timing may not be there to what we want to achieve.
Yeah.
So sometimes we have to be patient to achieve that perfect, that goal that we are looking for or we are striving for.
Right.
So we sometimes it so happen with us that we become restless and we cannot wait more and want
Hmm.
to the result as early as possible. But everything has its own time and it occur only when the time will be perfect or the
Hmm.
so for that we have to wait and we have to be patient.
Right. So, what I like about this paragraph, I like the way you answered. Everything was good. I don't have any feedback to give you in terms of grammar or pronunciation. Everything was good. There was just one sentence in which you said it's depends, something like that. You were saying, you know, the correction. It will come in this place, right? But the way this paragraph is written, so it's drawing a comparison. Like it's talking about trusting the timing in life with respect to making a simple pot of tea, right? So the way it's written, you stand there inhaling the fragrant spices, watching the flavors blend together. So it's relating with the process of life, that we patiently wait with the proceedings of life, with where life is leading us, with where God is leading us, where what is written in our destiny. So we patiently wait, like, so this kind of comparison we are drawing parallelly with these simple things, right? So in English, when you think about, let's say, using any idiomatic expression, all this is based on this kind of comparison. Like when you say that you're very happy, and when we say that I'm over the moon, so you're not literally over the moon. You feel like it feels almost like you're touching the moon,
Yes.
right? When we say that, when we are very afraid, so we say that my heart was in my mouth when I was sitting in that ride. So it's
Yes.
not literally happening, but it feels like my heart is beating so fast that it would just bounced out of my chest, right? So this is how what figurative language is all about, right? So you can draw simple comparisons, and there are many ways to do it. Either you can rely on usage of similes. Similes are, you draw comparison, like this is as cold as ice, we say.
Yes.
uh,
As wily as fox.
Absolutely right, right? So this is a simile. When we talk about metaphor, so we say that it feels like I'm in the depths of ocean. Okay.
Yes.
So you're not experiencing the depths of ocean, it feels like you're too deep under something, right? So that is how we can use this. So you can pick up any context in order to explain the meaning that you want to. So throughout this session, I would want you to like we can let's say, let's try and pick up some words related to you were in army, right?
No, no, no. I was a civil government servant.
Civil government servant. Okay, so you have served the society. In which sectors were you primarily serving?
I was in the department called Indian Audit and Accounts Department. So I
Okay,
served there. Yeah.
okay. Um, let's talk about then, what word can I use for money?
Money, lucre,
Sorry,
Lucre, there is one word.
right?
Lu.
It's I'm aware about lucrative. I've used this, but I've not used lucre. Can you use lucre in a sentence?
I wanted to do many things in my life, but I did not have the required lucre, so I could not do it.
Right. So like if I'm just referring to dictionary, so it says money or profit. So when I say filthy lucre, that means I have filthy money or filthy profit. Or if I say I have a lot of lucre in my account, so yeah, I can say I have a lot of money. So it can be used in this context.
And
But
one word, ma'am, there is one word many years ago I found. It may be slang, I don't know. Mullah, mullah.
moolah, right?
Yeah.
This also means a lot of money.
Okay.
Firstly, when we talk about lucre, so this would be used in either humorative context or disapproving context.
Okay.
Okay, that's why this example is given to you filthy lucre. So don't use it for good money.
Good
Okay, use
money.
it for
Okay.
maybe black money.
Yes.
Okay, right. I can't think of any words related to auditing and all. Um, Let me give you another context. So let's say when we talk about hospitals or surgery. So when I say that I want the life to perform a surgery on me, what do I mean to say?
Detail analysis.
Right, detain analysis, or remove the parts which are giving me some kind of disease. Okay, so if I say that I want the life to perform a surgery on me, that means I want the life to teach me ways in which I can get rid of all the negativity in my life. That is how I can use it, right?
Mm.
Then if I use the word, let's say, operation or operate, right? So the way we operate at things determine our future. So we can use the word operate in that sense, right?
Yes.
Then let's say when we talk about critical, so critical, very well, like critical condition. So we can use critical for something that demands immediate attention, right? What else? So, if I say that this is a very surgical way of looking at things, what do I mean to say?
Surgical way looking of things is looking at in details, point to
Exactly,
point.
exactly, right? So I am not just
Like
thinking about, yeah,
I just wanted to say, like there is a what thing, surgical strike. Generally,
right,
say, no?
absolutely,
Surgical strike.
surgical. So it's like precise.
Precise,
You're
precise,
exactly. You're
particularly
planning
particular.
exactly. You're planning to, perform a certain action with a lot of precision. That is what surgical strike was. So yes, these words are related to medical terms. I only thought of operation, right? And this is how I can use this in figurative context to talk about a lot of things. Okay, so right now I want you to pick any topic that you want to. I can give you certain topics like agriculture, or medicine, or we can also take the topic of what else? Agriculture is there, medicine is there. We can take the topic of environment or nature. So, what would you like to proceed with in this session? Think about it.
I think environment in nature will be a relevant topic.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Environment. So, use words like deep rooted. Okay. You can make a note of these words.
Okay.
Okay.
Deep rooted means which is very deep. The problem is very deep. I mean, it's a deep
Exactly.
rooted problem like that.
Exactly. Right. Deep rooted. Then you can use the word branch. So when you're talking about categories of something, so you can say it has a lot of branches, or we need to look at the branches of something, right? If you are talking about some diversification, so use the word branch. Then when we look at the flowers, what kind of adjectives can you think of for related to flowers?
Fragrant,
Fragrant, yes,
bright,
right. Bright, vivid. Please make a
uh,
note of these words.
yeah, bright, vivid. Yes.
Then use something like, okay, when we are, let's say, planting something. So to plant something means to make something, to make something happen, right? So we can say we need to plant the idea of so and so. So that means we are using, so these are all actionable words that you use in terms of nature or environment. You can use it figuratively in this sense, right? So try to answer for this question. Do you patiently wait for the results you want in different areas of life, or do you feel impatient about it?
Generally, I wait patiently, but sometimes it so happen that I lose my patience.
Hmm.
But while it happens, then I look at the things, how it is going, and what is the
So
if there
I
is any
look at the root level of things.
root level of things. Yes.
Hmm.
So if I see that I have nothing to do except
Hmm.
waiting for the thing to happen,
Right,
so there is no choice. I'll have to wait. There is
right.
no, I am not going to get any benefit being restless.
Hmm.
Being so, I should be, I should wait patiently.
Right. I try to find the areas where I need to nourish my life with some fertilizers, you can say. It's a one metaphor which you would be using here.
Yes.
Okay, so you nourish the plants with the fertilizers or the proper care. You can use it over here as well, right? So I try to find the areas in which I would like to have nourishment, right? So you're not actually talking about getting nourished through food, but through the life, the teaching, right?
Yes.
Okay, so try to maintain the same style. Revolve your mind, around the topic of nature or environment, and please answer this question. So, how do you deal with situations when things are not going your way? What is your mindset in such times?
When things are not going my way, then again the same thing comes to my mind that first I think whether any the problem is a deep rooted one. So if
Hmm.
it is so deep rooted, then it cannot be solved immediately.
Hmm.
So then I will have to look for the factors, what factors that it to be looked at to solve the problem.
Right.
And then I will break it down the problem.
Hmm.
So I will go at it one by one to solve the
Hmm.
problem.
Right. So I try to find the branch which.
I try to find the branch where the problem lies, and
Hmm.
then I'll go ahead. Then I will go ahead and try to nourish it with the the
Elements.
required elements. Yes.
Right. Okay. So how do you feel about this answer now?
Yeah,
Like
I
it
know,
better.
but yeah, it's good to use all these things in a figurative way, but
Right.
I am not using. That's why it's
It's
problem
completely
sharing.
fine. You're right now, maybe you're working in this topic for the first time. So there's always the first time, right? And I'm just discussing environment related terms. I have a lot of terms that I can provide you with suggestion, but I want us to get comfortable with one topic at a time. Okay. Maybe in the coming sessions, I will be giving feedback related to some other topic. Okay.
Okay.
Please think about seasons. So what seasons can you think of?
Autumn,
Autumn. What emotion can you relate with autumn?
uh, joyful,
No,
new.
autumn is like the onset of winter. So everything feels very stagnant.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking actually it might be spring.
Spring, yes, spring is related to joyful or
Okay.
colorful. So all happy feelings. So we can say use like we can say that I'm in the spring of my life. That means I'm in the happy state of my life. You can say it like
Yes.
that, right? Or maybe it's the autumn season of my life, but spring is not that far. Okay, so this is how we can also use it. Summer is the prime, that is where you enjoy the most, right?
Yeah.
Then when we talk about winter, so winter, it may feel very stagnant, so that is how you can relate the winter and autumn feeling. Okay, so autumn is
Mm.
all about renewal. Winter is like you are preparing for the joyful days to come ahead. And spring is the joyful time, and summer is when you are the most active. That is how we can relate the seasons, right? So try to use this in the next question, please. Okay, any of these words. So if life had a fast forward button to skip waiting, how often would you use it and for what situations?
Okay, so now my life is in a state of my just uh, going to touch my adolescent uh,
Hmm.
time. So
Yeah,
now I am feeling that I am just in the winter and going to uh,
step into.
and going to step to spring. So
Hmm.
I cannot wait it for more. So I'm ready to go to the autumn.
Yeah,
Sorry, spring of my life, being
right,
a adult.
right, right. So yeah, like this is what you would use the fast forward button for, to skip waiting for the winter season to end. Right, we can use it. So do you live in the present or often find yourself anticipating what's going to happen in the future?
Yes, ma'am. Here I want to say one thing that I read one book that is the power of now. So
Hmm.
there I have learned so many things about how we can empower ourselves being in the now.
Hmm.
But it is very difficult also. In my case, I don't know about others, but I am always thinking about the future if something might happen bad. So these things comes, but I
Hmm.
want to be in the now. So what it is called, like there is a phrase or idiom like I look over my shoulder every time.
Hmm.
So this happens with me, but
Okay.
it is very good to be in the present. The moment that you are living, you just enjoy it because this is not going to come back again. The moment we are living, it will not come back. So
Right.
it is wise to spend our life being in the now,
Exactly.
being in the
So you
moment.
also tend to live in the present, not worry too much about the future.
Yes.
Okay. Last question. Please try to use again those words either related to seasons or the ones that we discussed related to planting and all. Right. So, what is the one thing that you are patiently waiting for occurring in your life?
I have been nourishing for quite some time for the development of my daughter's career.
Hmm.
So it's like watering the saplings that I have planted,
Really, really
and
useful.
I'm waiting for a good career for her. So this
Hmm.
is the primary thing that I'm waiting for.
Okay, so that's a great answer which you said over here. The I like the way of watering the sapling you said. So that was a good expression. So I think this is how we need to direct our thinking. We have been using linkers, we have been using some emphasis words, we are using vocabulary to a large and good extent, right? But now's the time to get comfortable with the idiomatic phrases, phrasal verbs, and all these stem or they are rooted in this very idea of figurative language, which is just about drawing comparison with something that is not literal. Right, you take the literal thing and you think about the characteristics that it shares with the thing that you're talking about, right?
Yes,
So yeah, more idiomatic language and more figurative language. We'll try to focus on another topic in the next class. Okay.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
yeah, I hope this session was useful in terms of
Yes,
learning
yes.
about vocabulary,
As
right?
always, it was useful. Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you. So take care and good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye.